Hello, dear viewers, and today on Cristiano's Music Review, I will be reviewing the second album from legendary American Armenian alternative metal band System of a Down, and I'll be reviewing Toxicity. And arguably, this is the band's most iconic, most influential, most critically acclaimed album, with so many hits on there. I'm not guaranteeing you've heard Chop Suey, Aerials, or Toxicity at least once in your lifetime. And if you haven't, well, you're missing out here. But anyway, the story is coming off of their also critically acclaimed but not as successful self-titled album, the first album that they ever did. Then they went into the studio and recorded a whole ton of songs. They became obsessed with making new music, and they had very, very fruitful sessions. And those fruitful sessions got turned into the 14-song masterpiece of an album, Toxicity. Well, for 15th if you count Arto, but that's a hidden track. And then the sessions are so fruitful that they ended up actually having a second album called Steal This Album with it, which was outtakes of the Toxicity sessions, but more about that on another video. But then here we go with Toxicity here, and this is the special bonus edition CD, which has the metallic artwork here, and then you have the CD, and then a special live DVD, which is extremely cool, because you can get some hard-to-find footage of Prison Song, Chop Suey, and Bounce live, and then the Toxicity music video, which is extremely cool. Picked this up at a thrift store a while ago, and still happy to own it. It's the track list, along with the bonus material on here, and a picture of the 4 band members here. Serge Tankian, Darren Malakian, John Dalmayan, and Sheffield Jidian. And now let's actually get into the musical contents of this masterful record. So, this album here is 14 songs. And the first song, which is probably one of the System of a Down's best album openers, is Prison Song. And Prison Song it starts, you hear the booming riff at the beginning, but then it stops. And then it booms again, and then it builds up until the main riff of the song, which is extremely unique, but it's a very System thing to do. That's why I love it so much. And Serge Tankian talks about how the amount of people in the prison system has increased due to petty crimes and all the other stuff, and that the prison system can't actually handle the amount of new people in the prisons, which is an extremely impactful message, of course, and just shows that System are not afraid to tackle some taboo and political subjects. And I mean, that's present across the whole album here, and especially in the second song, Needles. And Needles is about the government, is about telling the government not to be able to control you anymore, and for you not to be addicted to drugs, right? It's about drug addiction, and they do it in the most goofy, most carefree way possible, telling you to pull the tapeworm out of your ass. And I love it, because it really just shows that System can blend very impactful messages with their signature goofy lyricism, which makes for an enjoyable experience all around listening to a lot of the record here. And then the next song is Dear Dance, and Dear Dance has arguably one of System's best ever riffs, some of the best drumming on any of their songs, and it's arguably one of their best songs, period. And one of the absolute standouts on an album full to the brim of standouts. And yeah, it's anti-war song about a lot of the corruption and war that goes on down in Armenia, where the band members are from. And again, it's a very impactful and political song, which gets you in on where the band members were at that time in their lives. And the next is Jet Pilot, which has an extremely heavy riff. The song's almost one big breakdown, almost. Because it's 2 minutes long, and it's just this heavy riff. And then a bit of a melodic part with Serge and Darren on dual vocals, which makes for, again, a great song. A nice little 2-minute banger, almost, I'd say. Great track. The next is X, which has one of John Dalmain's best drumming performances of any System song. And it's talking about that birth rates and that we should ask the people about that instead of forcing it. And it's, again, System are not afraid to tackle very political and very heated subjects in their songs. And it's a good thing because you really shouldn't. And System do it in a way which doesn't affect the music because the music is still extremely good. The music is consistent throughout this whole project. And it's a great thing for an album, especially at 14 songs. And every single song is great. It's insane, honestly. Next is arguably System of a Down's most iconic track, their biggest single, Chop Suey. And I think everybody's heard the song before. Everyone's heard the masterful acoustic intro, then the intro riff of John Dalmain's amazing drumming, the great guitar riff that comes in, and then Serge saying, "Wake up, why don't you put on a little makeup?" And it's like, everybody knows this song. Seeing it live as well very recently, September 3rd, and the entire crowd knew the lyrics. Everybody's heard this song. It's one of the biggest metal songs ever, actually. And it's classic. And then you have, throughout the song, and then afterwards, it just goes to that beautiful, beautiful outro of Darren Malakian and Serge Tankian singing the outro. And, I have to trust myself or I should suicide. And that's like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful song, honestly. And it's really, it's one of System's absolute best songs. I understand why it's so big, because it's masterfully composed. And then next, we have a slightly more goofier song in Bounce, which, well, and it says jump, pogo, 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 pogo. It's funny, it's goofy, and it's inherently sexual in nature. But it's System. They're being funny and they're being goofy. But the song is still great, though. It doesn't compromise how good the song is. It still has a masterful riff. And it gives me a bit of a giggle. It's a great song. And again, hearing it live, too. Everyone was bouncing up and down on the pogo stick. Great song. Love the song, too. Just like everything else. The next is Forest, which is one of my absolute favorite System songs ever, honestly. And really, like, you have from John's drum tune at the beginning to the big riff. The riff feels so big in the mix. And then the chorus is just so catchy. Coming to the forest of denial. It's a masterfully composed song. And really, it's one of the absolute standouts on this record, in my opinion. Great song. Next is Atmosphere, Trees, Water, Animals, if I'm not mistaken. And again, one of the absolute best songs, especially combining the melodic singing of Serge Tankian with Darren Malakian's harsh growls afterwards. I don't think it's anymore. I don't feel anymore, and I don't eat anymore. It's a very sad song almost in a way, but they do it so well, and they convey the aggression that the band is feeling during the writing process of these songs. And that was one of their most thunderous guitar riffs as well, one of their best choruses. Such a masterful composition, honestly. And again, it just shows how versatile System of a Down are, that they can combine melodic vocals of growls, and they can make it work so well where it doesn't throw the listener out of how good the record is. And it's another masterful song. Next is Science, which has arguably one of their best ever riffs. And like I can hear it in my head right now. That's how good it is. And he talks about how science is failed Mother Earth. Like, science has failed us, and it shows that Surge is willing to push boundaries in his lyricism on every song. And then you have the intermission part of the song with the traditional Armenian instruments and background vocals, which is such a good it's so unexpected, but it works so well with the song. And then it goes back into the main riff again masterfully, and then you get to the catchy chorus again. It's like, wow. Like, these guys knew how to write a song and to write it well where it sticks with the listener every single time. And then next is Shimmy, which is on a similar level to Jet Pilots, and that is just a big breakdown. Like, it's heavy and catchy. And, like, I can even hear, what? I can hear the lyrics as I speak right now. And it's just, it's a masterful song yet again. It's a bit fillery, but it's still very good. Like, even the smaller songs, like Jet Pilot, Axe, Shimmy, they still feel like they have to be part of the album. Because if you skip them, it feels like you're missing a bit of the album experience. And really, like, there's no skips on this thing, honestly. And the next is, again, probably System of a Down's second most iconic song, the Toxicity title track. And, again, it has some of John Tomayan's best drumming, especially in the chorus. And one of their best choruses, period. Disorder. And really, again, another song. When I saw them live and everybody knew every single word and sang it out, they rang, you could feel the whole stadium ringing with everybody singing the words to the song, Toxicity. And it just shows how much of a banger it is. Banger riff, even a great rhythm bass line, great melodic to screaming from Surge, and a great and iconic guitar riff as well on top of it all. It's one of their biggest songs for a reason. It's masterful song. And the next is Psycho, and this song is Darren who really shines on here. But first, you have to talk about how catchy it is. I can right hear it. You hear Psycho, Gropey, Cocaine, Crazy, and he just repeats that for the first half of the song. And then again, another song that was insanely fun to see. And it just shows that System can balance fun, goofier lyricism, but still have it mean something within the context of the whole record. And it really shows here as well, because really, like, the songs, again, it's about drug addiction, but they make it sound so goofy. But my favorite part of the song is the outro with Darren's masterful, epic guitar solo. And it just makes the song so much better with the solo. It's beautiful. And then it transitions into arguably their third or fourth most iconic song. And the last of the Toxicity singles was Aerials. And Aerials is probably the best example of System of a Down going from melodic, clean vocals to growls and screams. And the song is very airy. Like, it feels like you're floating when you listen to Aerials. And again, it's about people exploiting the earth for its natural resources, which again is a message, and it just shows that they're never afraid to push the envelope lyrically. And I love that from them. And it has arguably one of their most, like, the bridge is insanely catchy. No aerials in the sky. I think everybody's heard this song too. It's one of the biggest metal songs out there. And it's a beautiful outro to this album. It works so well. And another thing about this album in total is how sequenced the track listing is. Like, you have some big epic bangers right next to some short and sweet but heavy songs as well. And they just sequence the album perfectly where it never loses steam. Like, even when you feel like it's going to lose steam, the next song just is so good. Every single song is masterful on the album. And it shows. It really is a masterpiece. And like, you have, and then whatever, the last song, technically, if you really want to count, is Arto. And it's just a traditional, it's a hidden song. It's a traditional Armenian song. And I like it. It's pretty cool, and it's nice. A bit of a reward for keeping the disc running in the player. Just kind of plays out of nowhere, really. And, well, to conclude this review, honestly, I understand why people love this record so much, and I love it as well. And especially after seeing basically every single song off of it live when I saw System of a Down on September 3rd of this year. And they all hit hard live. And it makes me appreciate the songs even more than I used to off of this record. And it's probably the best metal album of the 2000s as well, along with Lateralis by Tool. And really, I understand the hype behind this album. And because System of a Down are one of my absolute favorite bands in the world, what lower ranking could I give this other than a 10 out of 10? Masterfully composed, every song hits. Every single song feels like it has a place on the album. There's no filler. Every single band member shines beautifully across the whole album. And you could feel that the writing sessions for this album, everybody was on 100%. Everybody was on all gears firing across this whole thing, and it shows. It's a masterful album, perfect album for me, one of my favorites of all time. And probably my second favorite System of a Down album next to their 2005 album, Mesmerize. We'll get to that in another video. And that's it, guys, for today on this episode of Cristiano's Music Reviews. And I hope you guys have a great day. And recommend me something down in the comments to review if you want. Leave a like. Subscribe to my channel if you love the video. Turn on your notification bell right here. And that's it, guys. Peace out. Have a great one.